Hello again, it's Brother Sean, and I'd like to share with you a personal reflection on something Jesus said to his disciples when he was challenged to defend his position. And I know in my journey people have been challenged by me, both the nurse, the therapist, and I suppose my brothers and sisters have been challenged by me as their elder brother, but we won't go there. And I know friends and clients have been challenged, because when you come from the heart, you have to speak from the heart, because the heart is your truth. But let's just recap. When Jesus was challenged to defend himself before the Pharisees and the Sadducees, who turned his father's house, the temple, into a den of thieves, and he went through it like a fine-tooth comb, in other words, like a hurricane. And that shows you the side of Jesus I love. Not just the gentle Jesus, the good shepherd Jesus, but Jesus the man. Jesus the man who's the voice of the poor, the voice of righteousness, the voice of leadership. And he said to his apostles, "Well, who do you say I am?" And they said, "Some say that you're God, some say you're Jesus, some say you're the Son of God, the Messiah." But then he looked at them in the eye and he said, "Well, who do you say I am? What's your take on me? Surely to God I've walked with you for the last few years. I've eaten with you, I've slept beside you, I've broke bread with you, I've cried with you, I've laughed with you, I've even drunk wine with you at the marriage feast of Cana. And we had such a good party, the vats ran dry and my mother had to come to me. And that launched me into my public ministry, the first miracle by Jesus." So who do you say I am? It doesn't matter what you think of me, and it doesn't matter what I think of you. What matters is, before God, who does God say we are? Let's reflect. As I close my eyes, I come into the presence of God, not my ego. I'm not bothered about my ego, truthfully. My ego has led me down so many strange paths. I've always ended up hanging myself, tripping up over one fib after another. Oh, forget it. The good thing about living this simple life, which isn't make-believe, it's a reality, trust me, is that we're honouring our heart. We're embracing God within that heart. And we're doing exactly what we've been guided to do. So let's just reflect and ask ourselves, what is God saying to you? What is he saying to you? Who are you? Who does he say you are? Who does he say you are? Well, I can only speak for me, because it would be wrong and presumptuous of me to speak for you. But I know he's told me many times, and I stifled out the message because my ego wanted to process it. My ego wanted a breakdown of that message. But now, as I come to you today, I come in my truth. I have honoured my truth. Oh, brother, have I made some humongous mistakes, and have I fallen over many suitcases and shopping bags, and laddered many's a pair of stocking. But let me tell you, I wouldn't swap the life I live now for all the wealth in the world. Because in the eyes of the world I may be seen as a joke, I know, with my own family and friends. They think I've lost it, and maybe I have. But before God, that's all that matters. And I know what my God says to my heart. Who does he say I am? He says quietly, I called you by your name, you are mine. I have loved you with an everlasting love. You are mine. And when you hit rock bottom in your life, the footprints in the sand were not yours, they were not mine. I thought they were. They were his. It was his love that carried me through the most difficult times of my life, when mental illness struck 12 years ago, and I was left sensing in my whole life abandoned, living in fear, proud, arrogant, bombastic. I guess I had the Bradley curse. But you know, for us to self-heal, often we have to come to that place and we have to kneel and use the gift of free will and say to Almighty God, come in. I'm exhausted from playing these games. And once you surrender that heart, he then asks you, who do you say I am? Well, I say that Jesus for me is my teacher, my spiritual bridegroom, because through my vows, my sacred promises that I made on the 6th of December 1966, the promise I made to walk as a novice, and then in 68 when I took my vows at my ordination as a nursing monk, and when I renewed them every year for 8 years, and then even when I left I still kept that day a special day, more so than my birthday, which is the 21st of December. So every year on the 8th of December, that is a special day for my heart, because it brings me back to that time when I was consecrated to God. And though I left the church and left the monastery, not under a cloud, but because I couldn't cope with the deceit, I couldn't cope with the mind games, I couldn't cope with this God of fear and wrath and deception. The times as a young novice when I used to sneak up to the chapel in the novitiate in Cove, County Cork, and cry my eyes out as a young lad of 17 and 18, where are you, God? Are you a joke? But now I know, as a more mature man, I was invited to surrender my heart again, because I was told by Christ in May 2007, I never let you go, and I want you to return and embrace your truth. And I was scared, really. I was scared because I thought he wanted me to go back into a Catholic monastery, having taken 12 years in therapy to get over the nightmare. But no, he wanted me to surrender my heart and embrace his truth by living a simple life from where I live now. So who does he say I am? Well, he anoints us with his oil and he welcomes us into fellowship when we are willing to surrender our heart and speak our truth and honor that heart regardless of whatever. And who do I say he is? I say that Jesus Christ is the Son of God, that he paid the price for my life, that he set me free when he suffered so excruciatingly, and I am only too pleased to surrender my life, my heart, and whatever time I've left, in service as a bride of Christ. Sounds kinky, but it's true. So it doesn't matter what you think, what others think. The main thing is, what does God think? And what does he think about you? Are you not in that place where you're ready to surrender? Trust me, once you let go and surrender, there is love, there is freedom, there is real joy, and there is peace. Bless you.